And are you willing to live up to your identity? And this is Barry Phillips, a 10-minute Torah, final day, day number 5 of the double Torah portion, Acharei Mot Kedoshim, after the death and set apart ones. Let's go to the set apart ones part. So we come to chapter number 19, and the beginning of this word, in verse 1, and Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say to them, be set apart, for I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am set apart. Daber akol adults or adat b'nei Israel. You are to speak to all the congregation of Am Yisrael. Do you know if you are a part of Am Yisrael or not? If you are blood-bought, adopted, redeemed, restored, born again by the work of Yeshua, our Messiah, then you are, by scriptural definition, you are a part of Am Yisrael. You do not replace anyone who is Jewish or any other ethnicity described in Am Yisrael. Little affirmation there, thunderstorm. You are Israel. And you need to come to the place where you either understand I am Israel or I'm not. Ephesians chapter 2 says, stop calling yourselves Goyim. You're no longer Goyim. You are a part now of the covenant people of Am Yisrael. The reality is you cannot pick when it is convenient or beneficial for you to take on this identity. You have this identity, and we need to become one with this identity. If we desire to be a part then of the redeemed house of Israel, if we are included in Messiah's coming kingdom, then we need to understand that the commands of his Torah are for us. They're not there to restrict us, to hem us in, to box us in, to put undue heavy burdens upon us, but to teach us how to live. We are not made righteous by keeping the commands, but now that we are called to be righteous, they teach us how to do that. So the Torah is the guideline and the structure of the society of his coming kingdom. The Torah describes Yah's personality, his character, his heart, his preferred, desired, called for means of societal living. The command is given to us then as members of Bnei Israel, the sons of Israel, and the word is Kedoshim teheyu ki kadosh ani Yahweh Elokechem. That simply translates to set apart ones you shall become. Set apart ones you shall become, as I am set apart, Yahweh, your Elohim, or Elohim of you. So set apartness, holiness, it is our primary command then, is being Yah's people. Now, the key question is, what is that? We use these religious theological terms. Be holy, for I am holy. Be set apart, for I am set apart. Be kadosh, for I am kadosh. What do these words actually mean? One of the best ways to describe what being holy or set apart or kadosh is to tell you what it is not. Being set apart means you are no longer common. I didn't say sinful. I said common, usual, normal, ordinary. You and I are not a part of the in crowd. We're not a part of mainstream society. If you, by your living, your life choices, by your manner of speech and activity in public and in private, sets you apart and causes you to be unique, and you stick out like a sore thumb, then for you or for myself, that's normal. That's the way it's supposed to be. Yah called you and I to stick out like this thumb. And we are to demonstrate the fact that we are set apart by refusing to live a common lifestyle. We're not a common people. We're not a common community. We don't fall in disrepair and fall into factions and divisions and arguments and strifes. At least we're not supposed to, like other groups of religious natures. We are not a common nation. We are a nation of people who are currently in exile, not just here in the United States, but in nations all over the face of the earth. And we have a common belief, a uncommon common belief. That is, we believe that our Messiah will return for us, gather us as his elect from the four corners of the earth, and translate, transfer, transform, transport you and I into the land of Israel, where we will live with and reign with Yeshua, our Messiah. In the writings of the prophets, the name Yahweh, Yud, He, Vav, He, the habitation of his mountain, Mount Sion, the city of Jerusalem in particular, Yahweh himself, they are all referred to as the set-apart ones of Israel. So Yah has given to us various commands, saying to us, do this, don't do that, abstain from this, participate in that, in order to demonstrate our lack of commonness. Once you and I have been set apart to be kadosh, we're not supposed to go back to being common. Our issue at times is that we are excused by our society, even by our religious ordinations and organizations, to vacillate from side to side. Well, today I got common work to do. Well, today I don't have as much to focus on, so therefore I can focus on being set apart. But in actuality, it is in the activities that we engage in, whether they're normal, usual, everyday activities of going to work or shopping or engaging in society in some meaningful way. We do that. It's common work, it's common deeds, it's common life, but we do it uncommonly. We do it with joy. We put smiles on our face. We engage the public with a happy grin. When we go through the checkout line at the grocery store and some shopping place, and the person on the other side of the counter says, "How are you today?" Well, they have said that who knows how many times already during the course of the day. We look at them and we smile real big and we try to catch their eye and say, "I'm well. How are you?" "Very well, thank you. I hope you're well." And we smile. Why? Because we're not common. We're not beaten down by the things in this life. We're not overwhelmed by what's going on around us in the world. We have hope. We have an anticipation that things are going to change. We have a realistic belief that the world, though it reaches and plumbs the depths of depravity, as we talked about yesterday, that there is a righteous ruling king who's going to rise and come to this earth and will bring about a set-apart kingdom, and the world will be changed and brought into the glory of his light. We have this hope. As deplorable as life seems to be for many around us, as horrific as man has engaged in the world around him, as terrible as the news can be, we're not ruled by these things because we're the Kedoshim. We're the set-apart ones. It is our identity. We're set apart because Messiah has set us apart. He has redeemed us. He is in the process of redeeming us. He is in the process of restoring us. You have hope. He's set apart. For Yah is set apart. And he is making us set apart. And may this Shabbat be a set apart day for you and your family. Shabbat shalom to you. May the joy of Messiah Yeshua fill you and all those around you. We'll see you again next week.